Hello and welcome to Perspectives. Perspectives. When we were discussing what to name the show, I had a web-based TV show called Perspectives, so I brought that name here. But it has been an interesting name. In every show, at least once or twice, a guest says perspective. Right now, we are doing special shows for Ramadan, and the reason I mention this is we have perspectives, even of religion, where how we understand it. There is a common perspective, but there's a deeper perspective. There's a perspective which was handed over to me by my parents, by the society, but there's a perspective which, as an intelligent human being, I need to establish for myself. A perspective which has to come from questioning. Not questioning you, not questioning him, but questioning myself. I need to ask myself that is this ritual? Is this prayer? Is this worship? What is it? If Allah Ta'ala has asked me to do something, He couldn't have done it meaninglessly. Every little thing that He has made fard for me. Basic aspects of life. Obviously, there is meaning to it which I may not yet understand. Even the most educated students of Islam may not yet understand. But there has to be a bigger meaning. And as we go through science, technology, growth, evolution, we're understanding more and more. But that understanding can only come through questioning. Questioning yourself, through introspection. And Ramadan is one of those months where you get that great freedom and an opportunity to sit quietly, ponder, evaluate, think, where distractions have been cut down. And a lot of people may not agree with me. I'm also a software developer in my personal life. And when I'm really getting into a creative mode of coding, I don't eat much. And as I get more and more tired, which means less sleep, and as I get hungrier, I develop and I write better code. So there's something which kicks in, and just adrenaline goes high, and you start just doing better. The reason I'm invoking this is that when you are eating less, you're sleeping less, but you're of course getting tired, but you're not heavy with the biryanis and the niharis in your stomach. You will have a better opportunity to think. Your creative mind would work better. There's just so many millions of aspects of every little aspect of Islam that I could spend a lifetime and still not understand. But my humble effort to answer a few questions through my honored guest. Great pleasure to introduce somebody I just met recently, but I am honored that one of the very few people who gives me objective answers. Every answer opens 20 new questions. Mufti Muhammad Najib Khan sir, thank you very much, sir, for taking the time out once again. Last time when we talked, you said a few things and I could not get my answers. You talked tolerance and patience, and when I was closing, I talked of tolerance, which may have had, may God forgive me, an air of arrogance, that I know I am better, so I'm going to disregard your allegation. So please elaborate on that. We also talked about doing out of fear, and I am hell-bent these days. I'm just stuck that I want God's pleasure, because if He's pleased with me, He will bless me. So I don't want a laptop or a car or money or health or wealth or life. I just want Him to be pleased with me, because I know if He's pleased with me, He'll give me all that I need. So what does that pleasure mean? How do I come close to God? God says, I'm closer than your jugular. But how does He accept me in His closeness? How do I spend this month to achieve and attain that closeness? Sir, I open it to you.
Jazakallah. Thank you very much. And I really couldn't get it while you was saying me that my answers opens the questions. It was praising or
absolute praise.
Okay. So good enough, Jazakallah. Actually, the thing is that once I'm saying that I really want to get the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so the question comes that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will please with me. What actions really He needs. So the actions which He needs is, simple thing is, you see, I have to understand the problem with me, and like you mentioned in the intro also, that perception's problem is the greatest problem, because management sciences say that human beings, they always, their attitude and behaviors comes according to their perception.
Sure.
They deny ground reality. They deny ground reality. They act according to their perception. So we really need to fix our perception clear. The perceptions need to be very clear what it is. So the actual thing which I have to really understand that what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from me in this Ramadan, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created this Ramadan, how I will get the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So for this, I have to understand the perception of the deen. Perception of deen which we normally have, specifically I am talking about in our subcontinent, that we think that deen is the name of these rituals. And other than this one, this is my personal life. I'll follow according to my norms, according to my discourses which developed in the society, in my family, in my traditions, in my values, nothing to do with the deen. Now this is the problem. You see, deen, what Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned in hadith, is like a house. For this house, the foundation is iman, is the beliefs. And after that, there are the pillars, which we're talking about, the 5 pillars. These are the rituals. But the roof of these pillars is your good conduct and manners. There is a plot of a land, and the foundation we will not consider as a house. And the foundation with the pillars we will not consider as a house. Yes, foundation is there, pillars are there, and there is a good roof is there. Now we will see, okay, now this is a house, someone can get rest from here. So if Muslim is really want to make others rest, so it has to have a roof of akhlaq and manners. Now how these akhlaq and manners will develop? When these akhlaq and manners will develop, then the others people will happy with me, then Allah will happy with me. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will happy when I will follow one way, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, in kuntum tuhibbun Allah, if you think that you love Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, if you are proclaiming that you love Allah, in kuntum tuhibbun Allah, fattabi'uni. So, O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you say to these people that follow me. If you really proclaiming, follow me. So follow me is not only the following in rituals. Following is good conduct also. Absolutely. Following in the manners also. Following in the public dealings also. Following in the business also. Following in the family life also. How Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam was, what was the Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam was behavior? You see, and I was just reading yesterday and I was astonished to see this one. One narration came from one Sahabi, and he picturized Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he was sitting in Masjid al-Nabawi, and he was deep sorrow and he was worried and things like that he was really worried. While he was praying, he was weeping. And another narrator is Aisha radiallahu ta'ala. And somebody asked that how Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam was in a house, and she said, when Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to enter in a house, he was smiling. He used to smile. And if I was engaged in any housework, he used to help me. He used to help me. If I was washing, so he used to wash the pots. And myself, with my friends, I'm laughing and things. And enter in a house, like dictator is coming. Oh, everybody shut down, man. The boys go here and there. The dad is coming. The boss is here. 180 degrees different.
God forbid we never help the woman.
We never help the woman. You see how many times I have been sweeping the house and washing and this is also a sunnah. No? Where is the life in a house? And what Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, in the weighing scale of mahshar, in the weighing scale of qiyamah, at the day of judgment, what will be the first deed which will come in this weighing scale? That will be your conduct with your family. Not salat, not umrah, not hajj. Your conduct with your family, that will be weighing first. How you good with your family. How good you with your family. And you are good in your salat. He is disturbed. They are annoyed with you. The brothers and sisters are annoyed with you. Your neighbors, they make dua, Allah, when we will get rid from this fellow. And everybody is worried. And you are, no, I am very much pious. So this proclaiming of self-righteousness, you will not get the pleasure of this one. Allah wants a person who can help the family of Allah. Who is Ayalullah? Who is family? All this creature is the family of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I have to develop, this is the month of Ramadan. I have to develop this good conduct, this manners. Yes, your question is again remaining. that why I have to follow. I have to follow. Use the meaning of ibadah. Meaning of ibadah. That abid, your pivotal role on which your whole roles are coming. Whether your mandatory role, your elective role, being your father, how evaluated in front of Allah. Who is a good father? Who is a abid? Who is a Abdullah? He is a good father. Who is the good brother? If he is a Abdullah, he is a good brother. Who is a good trader? If he is a Abdullah, Abdiyat. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, خَلَقْتُ الْإِنسَانَ وَالْجِنَّ لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, مَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created for the worshipping. Worshipping is not only the rituals. Worshipping means to follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all 24 hours, in every single moment of life, because the love and greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which you have inside.
Not just saying
Not just saying of the prayers only. Not just saying of the prayers. So when you are saying that 24 hours is the deen, your sleeping is deen, your drinking is deen, you're playing with your children is deen, you're playing with your wife, this is the deen, everything is deen. Everything is not only. So how this good conduct will come in me? For me, in mosque, I'm a very good Muslim. I'm a very good Muslim. Beloved, but I'm sitting in a shop, I think, no, this is the norms, man. Yes, even this is from the, where made in, even I know this is not made in Japan. No, yeah, it is made in Japan and this. Now this lying, I'm thinking, no, this is norms, man. This is just cheating. This is marketing.
What do you want?
This is Pakistan. Even you go outside also. Now this problem is coming from the West also. Because we are coming from such a education system is coming where competition, where cheating, where all these things comes in the norms and discourses. When these norms and discourses comes, that makes a problem. Now this is demolishing our perception of deen. So I think so, through your program, my advice will be that we really correct our perception of deen in this Ramadan. We want to achieve, how I want to achieve the pleasure? Never will come pleasure unless my akhlaq will be good, my manners will be good, my good conduct with my all roles of my life. All roles, mandatory also, elective also, yes. And also I have to evaluate. If I really want to get the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I must evaluate in each role the minimum performance level which Allah wants from me. MPLs, decide your MPL, sit down, write it down your MPL. Being a father, what's my MPL in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Being a son, what's my MPL in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Being a husband, what's MPL? What Allah wants? Good husband. How Allah wants good brother? How Allah wants good teacher? How Allah wants good trader?
A good citizen.
Good citizen. How Allah wants good citizen? How Allah wants? For me, this is very easy to start backbiting. Oh, government is not doing this. Okay, man, forget about the government. This Sixth Street is government. No? My eye department is not governed by Islamabad. No? My eye department governed by me from here. Here, your interior ministry is here. Now you don't have to.
The Prime Minister doesn't tell you
to misbehave. The Prime Minister doesn't tell you how you behave, man. You're here, no? Your tongue is in your control. Your ears are in your control. Your mind is in your control. How you are implementing this commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your government, which is in your control. To blame, this blame game is very easy.
So criticize. At the day of judgment, when asked why you did this, you can't say because I had such and such Prime Minister.
Such Prime Minister, I had such and such President, I had such and such a government, and you know that the budget came, and that after this, right after budget, the Ramzan came, no, forget about it. And this is the problem which I always used to advise my youth, and for myself also. Even this one, in this program, always I'm saying, my years are closer than your years, or for the 3 years of the audience. It's for myself also, reconciliation for myself also. You see, sometimes in our very close roles, especially in the family roles, in Ramadan, we must evaluate these ones. I change my attitude and behavior just because of the attitude of the counterparty. Because counterparty is not doing good, so my attitude changed. My children are not good, so I'm like this. My wife is not good, so I'm like this. My neighbor is not good, I'm like this. I used to say, Allah will not ask about your counterparty in you. He'll not ask that how your wife was with you, you got the increment or not, how much was salary. Allah will not. Allah will ask whether it come from the halal means, you spend in the halal way. How much it was, there was no question about it, this one. What you did, Mr. Najib, what you did being a father, what you did being a husband, what you did being a teacher, what your students did with you, this question will not be from me, man. Don't waste your whole life just because of the counterparty. It will never been asked from you.
I always say you will not be questioned for what happens to you.
Yes.
You'll be questioned how you react.
How you reacted. And this is the problem, how we reacted. Now this, when I'm reacting, while I am reacting, so I must ask for myself, like you mentioned in your program also. So when I'm reacting and somebody is teasing me or somebody is saying to me, you just tell me that he cannot do anything. He can't do anything, man. Why I have to react? When I will react, so I will degrade myself in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will not be happy.
And He will make a bigger joke out of it.
And He will make a bigger joke on it. He will make a bigger joke. Now this type of reconciliation, this is the month of Ramadan for this one. Sit down, man, sit down. See your roles. Evaluate your roles of life, whether they are the mandatory roles or whether they are the elective roles. Set your MPLs. Set it down your MPLs. Ask yourself, how many times you rang your sister? How many times your brother-in-law? How many times your uncle? Did you ask from others in Ramadan also? Is there any sick in the family? Is there any sick in my society? Is there any sick in my street? Is there my neighbors are sick?
Is there anything I can do for anyone?
I can do for anyone. Just ask.
I always advise people that do this little exercise, and maybe Ramadan is a good time for this. Just sit quietly and imagine that the end has come, and you're facing God.
Yeah.
And you will be asked why you did this. So what will be your answer?
Yeah.
Just think.
That's great.
What will you tell God?
Yeah. You know, in our tasawwuf, they normally have the spiritual medications. They normally call it muraqabatul maut.
Mm-hmm.
In muraqabatul maut, this is the medication.
Okay.
You sit down daily, 5 minutes, think that, okay, the angel of the death is coming. Now people are crying around me and he's taking my soul. I'm going out and now I'm standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now Allah will ask me where you spend your youth, from where you are. Now what is my answers are. So every time you think, why this thing is coming? Always realization of this thing that I am sitting in a transit lounge. I'm not on destination, man. Don't behave like a destination people. You are a transit. Never behave in such a casual behavior that you're going to miss out your flight. No matter how beautiful transit
Get on
lounge
the wrong flight.
Yeah, or you get the wrong flight. Or you get the wrong flight because of your unusual behavior in transit lounge. This is transit lounge, man. This is the transit. It's not forever. Forever, eternal things are coming on destination. All prophets came with this vision. They gave you this vision. Prophets came for this visioning. So this Ramzan is for my self-visioning. Whether my behavior in this world is like a traveler, like a person who is sitting in a transit lounge, or like a person who is sitting on a destination. So normally, if I will evaluate myself, I will find this one. And also, I see that my level of tolerance, my level of patience, where my level of patience is, where my level of tolerance. You see, most of the family quarrels, I'm Mufti, normally comes to Dar Lista. People come with family problems and this. If you find out the issue is tolerance, lack of tolerance. If someone can just stop while somebody was in, you just stop, man. Don't answer, just stop. Take your way, just stop.
You don't have to answer everything.
You don't have to answer everything. You don't have to answer.
In fact, a lot of people instigate you so you would answer and make a fool of yourself.
And make a fool of yourself. Or increase the fire.
And unfortunately, in our past, we have seen people globally played up on taking advantage of our reactions.
And they normally enjoy it. You see how it is.
They do it for entertainment.
They do it for entertainment. So
and then they tell the world, look at them.
Look at them. I used to say this is not the nature of a human being. This is the nature of a fuel. This is the nature of a petrol.
And we are actually playing into the hands.
And in the hands, man. We are not like a petrol, man. You just give them a tick and do. See, it's not like we are the human beings, man.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you here on this point. We're going to talk about tolerance. Another topic I would like to touch today is women's rights. It's a topic which has gone ballistic about Islam, about Pakistan, in particular Islam, which is very unfortunate. We have repeatedly defended our position on women's rights and tried to explain that Islam gives freedom to women. And the counter argument is, why do they have to cover the head? Frankly, pretty much every religion asks women to cover the head. What cultures and societies do is not a reflection on religion. What Hindus do today is not really a reflection on Hinduism. what Christians do today is not a reflection of Christianity. That's cultural. I'd like to talk about that, and I would also like to. I'm really short on time. There's so much I need to do. Maybe we'll do another session. We talk about women's duties towards Islam or towards men. What are men's duties towards Islam and women? Let's talk about that. Take a short break first. Thanks for staying with us, watching Perspectives. We're short on time, so I will not waste any time. I'll go straight in. Intolerance or tolerance and patience. Please elaborate on that.
You see, patience and tolerance. Patience, sometimes something unusual comes to you, and something which you don't like it, and happens to you. So you just be patient. You don't react, and this is called the sabr. The most important thing is not only at the time of suffering or at the time of problems. This is the sabr. Sabr is also be steadfastness on the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To follow the commandments is also a patience, is a part of a patience. So whenever you will go and you will invite the people or you will worship, there the problems will come, there issues will come. So be patient. Here the meaning is be steadfast.
Even in your good conduct,
be steadfast. This is also sabr.
If I may take a very, very basic example, if you're standing on a red light and nobody else is standing, it's okay. You still stand in the red light.
Yes, still stand.
Because it's the right thing to do.
It is the right thing to do. Be patient. You don't have to cross it.
It's a very basic example.
Yeah, very basic. And this is also, interrupt the one thing, that is also a part of the deen. It is also a part of the deen. Don't think that this is just because of the cultural thing or the values that the government of is for such and such country is saying. No matter whether the Victorian government is saying, Pakistani government is saying, this is the human being's safeguard. So this is, my religion is saying that stop. Now, this is the one sabr. The second sabr, the grade is the second grade. The second grade of patience is when something is coming to you, which you don't like it, and which you really don't like it, unusual thing is coming. So you are evaluating and you are asking yourself that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sending me, so definitely He wants to upgrade me. He wants to upgrade me. Why He's sending this exam to me? Why He's putting me in the exam? My teacher used to say, when we were teaching, learning this hadith, and he was the very simple fellow from one village, and he used to give me example. You see, he asked me, he said, Maulana Najib, if someone wants to stay in a class and he don't want to go another grade, so he ever come in an exam? Never. Ever want to come in exam? Definitely he want to upgrade. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is putting you in some exam, so He really wants to upgrade you. So be happy for it. And there was a very famous saying of Bakhtiyar Kaki rahmatullah, although we are not at that type of grade. When nothing happened unusual with him whole day, he used to say in the sky and say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are not happy with me, man. What's happening? Nothing? No. And this was the level of patience. Like you are saying, whatever circumstances are coming, so like you mentioned, you will not be asked about these circumstances. You will be asked how you react at that circumstances. How you react. So sabr is directly attached with your reaction.
I always say that if your challenges are not becoming bigger, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing it right, every day you would have a bigger challenge.
And you will upgrade yourself.
Kindergarten, class 1, 10, inter, PhD, double PhD.
And if you want to be a kindergarten whole life, so no challenge.
That's fine.
That's fine. Take you home.
But if you want to be a CEO of a mega company,
then you have to go through all these challenges. You have to go through all these challenges. So when circumstances are coming, you just be patience is from your inner side. And when what's happening, you see how the reward is coming. And Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned this is the month of sabr. Ramadan is a month of sabr, the month of patience. So when sabr is coming, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna Allaha ma'as sabirin, that the protocol system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's angels will be with you. You don't worry. If you are not answering, then angels will answer you. You don't worry. Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala was sitting in a mosque and somebody was saying to him and he was quiet and then some anger came and he started answering. So Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam smiled. And Abu Bakr said, what happened, man? Why you were smiling? And Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when he was quiet, angels were answering on your behalf. But when you start answering, they kept quiet. So actually, there is a system, an invisible system is also running. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is running the world with the angels. So whole protocol system will be with you. Allah is saying He will be with you if you will be patient. This reward is not any other deed.
Righteous and patient.
And righteous, of course.
And patient.
And patience. Yes. And if you're righteous and patient. And tolerance is also, you see, I really used to say this thing, and also is required in Ramadan more. Sometimes...
I become short and I'm trying to cut down. We are very quick in this region of the world, in the Pakistan. We're very quick to react. We're very quick to prove that I'm right. If you were to question, if you say, oh, Islam is bad, I would immediately start attacking you and giving a reference. What's my duty? If every Tom, Dick and Harry is accusing me, making allegations or questioning me, am I supposed to answer to each one of them engaged?
No, you don't have
or I should just be patient and let my conduct and my character answer.
Yes, this is the thing. Because the best invitation, the biggest dawah is your conduct and your manners. Islam ever, always spread with the conduct and the manners.
Silent dawah.
Silent dawah. This is the silent dawah. Because you see, your praying is inside the mosque. Your Hajj is at Haram. Zakat you are giving for the Muslims. So, and Roza, nobody knows. So how people will evaluate you? People will evaluate you according to your conduct and manners. They will not see your salat. They will not become a Muslim just because of your salat, because of your umrah, because of your hajj, because of your fasting. No. They will impress from your good conduct, from your good norms of trading.
Your sadaqat and your amanat.
Your sadaqat and your amanat. How trustworthy you are.
The Prophet ﷺ was a sadiq and amin, and people believe him.
And you believe him. And this is how, and therefore he was being chosen from Hazrat Khadija radiallahu ta'ala being a trader, being a partner in Mudarba, and he sent to Syria just because of his trustworthiness. And so this trustworthiness, such type of conduct and manners and patience, these are the outcomes which we must really achieve this thing.
Unfortunately, we become symbols of lack of trustworthiness.
Yeah, lack of trustworthiness, lack of tolerance, lack of patience. We behave like we are the fuels, man. We are like a fuel. We are like a petrol. We are like a basin oil. Just put the fire and start reacting, and just no tolerance, nothing. So this is really requirement of this Ramadan is not only outside the house, inside the house also. With conduct with my family also, with my wife, with my mother, with my parents, with my children, with everyone.
Okay. I have a few minutes. I think I have about 5 minutes. But I want to touch this topic, and I think we will need another sitting for greater detail on this topic. Conduct of men towards the society and towards women. We're very quick to say the woman has to behave a certain way. If she doesn't do it, cover her, lock her up. And that has become a reflection, unfortunately, of Islam. The whole world is saying Islam oppresses women. Pakistanis oppress women. The society is against women. We do not want them to be educated. We do not want them to function in the society. What is, very quickly, the stand? You're going to sit to me one of these days and ask these questions in depth. Sir.
You see, one thing which Islam gave us the symbol and the mother. No, I must see who is the good father. Somebody's individual behavior is just due to his ignorance or due to misconception, doesn't mean that Islam is saying this. Because it's giving you that if you really nurtured, you groomed nurturing and the grooming of good, educated one daughter only. And the daughter is the woman. No? And why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is emphasizing this much, that you must educate it? Yes, but again, the flip side of the coin is that kindly don't treat a woman like a $1 shop. It's not a $1 shop.
Which actually, Mufti Sahib, no religion allows.
No religion allowed that please treat a $1 shop. Neither Hinduism nor Christianity nor Judaism. And my wife was a scarf and she was wearing the waves and she was inside. And then the guy came, he started. And I didn't start it. He just started, and you know why you people are so much pushing her and this and that. And I said, okay, ask her why she is wearing. I didn't say him. And she said, no, this is my will and thing. Then I said to her, you see, and there are two shops were there along with. One is the gold shop over there. I say, can you show me some diamonds from outside which is lying on the footpath? He said, no, diamonds are inside. I said, why not they put the diamonds here? He said, yeah, because this is the costly items, man. And I say, you know, in the $1 ship, everything is scattered on the footpath. Why it is? Why not they put it in the locker? He said, this is the $1, man. I said, this is the difference between us and you, man. We treated a woman like a diamond. There is a courtesy. There is a thing. There are the values. We don't treat like a $1 ship. But I'm saying this balancing is needed. Because you see, one thing, like you put her in a jail and you put her no education, nothing. This is no Islam. This is not a single religion allows this thing.
Protecting her, elevating her,
protecting her, give her the good living. This is your responsibility. You are the guardian. This is your responsibility. Not the owner. She is not a slave. You are the guardian.
Actually, we are the slaves.
Yeah.
We have the responsibility to provide.
In this perception you are
every perception. At least in India, Pakistan, Eastern men are slaves.
Yeah.
We get the beating.
So, but this is, you are right, correctly, 100% right. This is the misconception. Sometimes therefore we really, our cultural things are that the man-dominated culture is in some areas, some customs, and that gives the bad impression that this man-dominated is just because of the Islam. It's nothing to do with Islam.
I want to touch on this now. See, you raise questions. Is Islam a male-dominated religion, steered towards men, and women are just an auxiliary existence?
No. You can't say this thing. If it is, then why under the feet of mother is the Jannah? Why not under the feet of the father?
In the end, you will be called by your mother's name, not your father's name.
Why? Why it is? The level of mother, and Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, even when I'm praying Isha, and my mother will call me, I will break the salat and I will go to follow her. Why? If it is man-dominated, what these are things are. You see, that's what I'm saying, that needs to be screen out our perceptions.
What individuals say is not Islam. Islam is Islam. What it says,
Islam, what says it?
And unfortunately, what Islam actually says is not projected.
Yes,
is
not projected properly. Not always evaluate the universities just because of the graduates, the people who graduated from there. No? Otherwise, you will never send your child to any university. You evaluate university in their faculties, according to their faculties.
It's not up to you what you take
from there. It's up to you, man. Not from there.
This lack of projection, I want you to take, just again, I'm opening these topics for larger discussion. Media is a very important tool today for projection, propagation of opinion.
Yes.
Are we doing a fair job in using our media for better projection of who we really are? Or maybe we're making a mistake in showing the world what they want to see and just...
No, we are doing some mistakes here. We are supplying according to the demand. We are not creating demand. And this is my thing is that we don't be a tool of somebody else's vision. Right now, media is a tool of somebody else's vision. And they are thinking that we have our own vision, but sorry. They are totally a tool of somebody else's vision. They are using it, they are happy, and they are using it, they are molding it, so if you really want to project a proper Islam, we want to develop our discourses. So we need a proactive approach. We need a strategic approach for it.
A logical,
scientific approach. And this is the approach is there. Now people know, so much research being done how discourses being developed. How you have to develop your discourses. Media is the greatest tool to develop these discourses. But right now, unfortunate part of the picture is that we are the tool of somebody else's vision. We don't have our own vision. when you don't have your own vision. So definitely you will be the tool of somebody else's vision, and very righteously you will follow somebody else's vision.
Last quick question. You use the word discourse. We generally are very averse to any discussion. I'm a Muslim, I'm better than you, you're a fool, I will not discuss. What does Quran, Allah Ta'ala say about this attitude?
You see, what mentioned in Hadith, knowledge is a lost treasure of a moment. From where he can get it, he get it. He must get it.
Listen to everyone.
Listen to everyone, but yes, before starting listening, you must start doing your due diligence, make your perception clear. If you are going in a puzzled manner, you already puzzled, and you are start listening from others, then you will be discarded, man. You will be gone.
If you haven't introspected and asked a question,
yes, you will be gone. You're gone.
You have to be rock solid.
You have to be rock. First, you make your foundation. Go ask proper things, and this is the problem. And learn from the learner scholars. You want to be a doctor? Never go in engineering college. Don't try to be. And the problem here, we normally say that self-medication is a crime. I used to say self-meditation is also a crime. Self-medication takes you in a death, but self-meditation takes you in a hell. Because this is the problem. So must get it.
Thank you very much for taking time out. Unfortunately, time is short. We will need another sitting. I think a lot has been said and a lot needs to be said. These are special shows we're doing for Ramadan, and my purpose of these shows is to introspect, to get deeper meanings, go beyond the obvious typical questions we ask on media. What I'm hoping is that in the process maybe I can come out a slightly better Muslim. I can't call myself a moment, but maybe a step closer. And in that journey, I hope you come along with us. Until next time, good night.